And so in this video, I'm going to be giving you 4 helpful tips, some pieces of information that you should be considering now that you're in the cloud and now that you're having to rebuild your backup and disaster recovery plans for your Atlassian cloud products. On February 15th, Atlassian officially ended their support for their server product lines. And if you recently had to move to the cloud because of the server end of life, then this video, which is sponsored by my good friends over at Rewind, is very important for you. The cloud has this misconception that now that you're in a SaaS product, a software as a service, you don't have to worry about backups. You don't have to worry about much anymore because Atlassian or that vendor takes care of those backups for you. And while this is technically true, Atlassian is only responsible for backing up their cloud infrastructure, which technically does include your data, but there is no way to retrieve it should something be accidentally be deleted. So that means that you need to find a new backup solution, because if you're comparing the cloud to your server product lines, which you just came from, then you may have noticed that the backup strategy in Jira Cloud or Confluence Cloud is not as ideal or as friendly as it was when you were on server. And so now that you're in the cloud, you still very much have to worry about backing up your data, because there will be a day when someone deletes something and you're going to want to get that data back. And so don't leave it to chance, and definitely check out Rewind, as you're going to want to definitely implement some sort of a enhanced backup solutions to your personal data in Jira. And so in this video, I'm going to be giving you 4 helpful tips, some pieces of information that you should be considering now that you're in the cloud and now that you're having to rebuild your backup and disaster recovery plans for your Atlassian cloud products. So let's start off with tip number 1, post-migration data security. If you recently migrated to the cloud, then don't forget this next crucial step. Secure your data with Rewind's backup solutions. As I mentioned a few moments ago, your personal data, your issues, your configurations, your attachments, all the things that your team is doing within Jira and Confluence, they're not backed up in a way that you can retrieve them. Atlassian, of course, is taking care of the entire infrastructure, but there's no button that you can click and say, hey, bring this back because one of my users accidentally deleted something. Backing up is now something you need to worry about. Now, while Atlassian does offer a way to back up your products, it is the most inconvenient way to do it. So as a user of Jira Cloud for the last few years, I'm going to recommend that you take a look at Rewind's backup solution, as this makes it so much easier for you and your team to back up your Jira and Confluence products with just a few clicks. And let me show you how easy it is, because this is really easy. So this is Rewind's Vault, and this is where all of your configurations and everything that you do inside of Jira or Confluence, you can buy different subscriptions based on the products that you want to back up. But for now, I'm going to be focusing on Jira software. All of your stuff is in here. And what's really neat is that you don't have to worry about it. As you can see here, my next scheduled backup is already pre-scheduled for me for tomorrow at 2 a.m. UTC. And so as an admin, this is perfect, because I don't have to do any fancy script development. I don't have to worry about waking up in the middle of the night and clicking buttons to back up. Rewind is automatically every 24 hours gonna back up everything for me. Now, in the event that you wanna back something up immediately, you have this button right here. You can simply click on this backup now, and a backup is going to kick off instantaneous. And so you don't have to wait for these scheduled backups. You do have the ability to back up whenever you want. Now, in the unfortunate event that something goes wrong, you have 2 ways to restore things. You can either come down here in this list. I'm still in the main vault, and you can find an item. Maybe you want to revert back a change of a field name that you did, well, you can simply click on this restore button here. Or if you want to restore the entire site, maybe you want to go back in time because something catastrophic, really bad happened, well, all you got to do is click on this advanced restore over here, come down, you can pick your date, and for every day that Rewind has been doing backups for you, you're going to be able to go and pick that date. So I'm just going to go for tomorrow. You can pick a time. And so you can pick whatever time is convenient for you, the last time that you knew you had a good, healthy system. and you just click on that restore items there. And essentially everything's going to be restored back to normal. So this is a really cool thing. And if you want more details, if you want more information about how to use Rewind, I have 2 videos that I've done. They're linked in the description down below. So make sure you check those out because Rewind is a very, very easy and intuitive tool to use, and one that if you're not using any backup solutions, I highly recommend you at least consider, because you don't want to wait until something bad happens for you to enable backups. Trust me when I tell you, something bad is going to happen one day. Somebody's going to delete something, because when you're in the cloud, it's a permanent delete. There is no bringing it back. Once it's gone, it's gone. So you don't want to be that team that waits until that bad thing happens and then wish you had a backup solution. So make sure you check out those videos and make sure you check out Rewind. Now let me continue with my tips. Up next, we're going to talk about user responsibility. And I kind of talked about this already at the beginning, but data protection in the cloud is a little bit different. Now that you're over here, now that you're with the cool kids in the cloud, Atlassian is responsible for the infrastructure, which means Jira is going to be up and running all day for you, but you are still responsible for your issues and your attachments and your data and your Confluence pages and your Confluence spaces. So all of that is still on you. This is called the shared responsibility model, which is quite popular with Atlassian, and one that it might be new to you because, again, the cloud has this misconception that once you're in the cloud, you don't have to worry about it. It's something that's done for you. But with Atlassian, that is not 100% true. You still very much want to do your part of the responsibility, which is you back up your data so that you can control what's going on. You can control when you restore and what you can restore. Now let's talk about risk of data loss. The cloud is convenient, but it's not safer. And again, this is, I think, a pretty bad misconception. Most people think that now that you're in the cloud, now they're worrying about the cybersecurity aspect of it, and now they're making it safe. But it's not safer. It's just convenient because you don't have to immediately worry about it, but it's still something that you should be top of your mind. Many depend on the fact that the cloud is a safer place, but trust me when I tell you, if you do not have a solid backup solution in place, there will be a time where you lose critical data. I've seen this happen to dozens of teams when you accidentally click on that delete button and then you wish you can restore an issue. Once it's gone, it's gone. And trust me when I tell you, it's not a good feeling, especially when you've put a lot of effort into a test case or a requirement that is just gone. Fully protect your data because you never know when someone's going to accidentally hit that delete button. When you delete something in the cloud, as I mentioned many times, it's gone forever. And I can't stress this enough because it is really, really gone. So unless you have a backup solution like Rewind in place, there's nothing you can do to bring those things back. And so many teams are going to wait until that incident happens and then wish they had a solid backup solution. So don't be that team and set it up now. And finally, let's talk about business continuity assurance. Ensure that your business keeps running post Atlassian migration. Rewind backups means your data is always accessible and secure no matter what. Because as I mentioned, just because you're in the cloud doesn't mean that all your data is always guaranteed to be there. Trust me, I've been in here for a really long time, and every once in a while, there's a little incident or there's a little thing that happens and you wish you had a backup. So just because you move to the cloud doesn't mean you can completely toss out your backup playbooks and your disaster playbooks. You very much want to make sure you're updating those to reflect your new strategy that you're having to adapt for the cloud. So make sure that Rewind is part of that discussion. And check out the links down below, as you're definitely going to want to start your free 30-day trial to Rewind backups for Jira. And don't forget to check out those other videos so that you can become more familiar with how this amazing tool works. Finally, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.